And we're live. Welcome back. So just want to test the volume. Okay, volume's working, video's working. Let's go. Okay, so welcome back everyone to this video. Okay, we're going to continue our OpenFOAM discussion. I've just briefly outlined in the last video where we want to go forward with this next few videos on OpenFOAM. So firstly, we want to talk about cleaning up GitHub, all right? Because if you use GitHub long enough, you'll know that when the repository size gets really big, you'll start to have problems. And cloning and all that will take time, and cleaning a Git repository up isn't as straightforward as, let's say, removing files on a Linux system. So this video, before we talk about OpenFOAM, we want to talk about a bit about GitHub management before we start adding files on, because you see, as we start to add files to OpenFOAM and use a repository, the repository gets bigger and bigger, and it starts getting a little bit annoying when the files are so big. So let's start, okay? Right. So first things first, I'm in my thin pipe flow snappy hex smash Git repository. Okay, I'm in my snappy hex smash thin pipe flow snappy hex smash Git repository. And the first thing you probably want to say is, how big is this thing? So we'll use this command called du. All right, du actually helps to print out the size. Okay, as you can see here, just type this thing called du. It's a bit like you typing ls to list out the files. Du actually gives the file names, file types. All right. It gives the files. It gives all the files out. All right, from the logs, everything, and you'll see a certain number on this left-hand side. So do remember, du is the command to use. So you will see lots of packages, files at the sides there, and that is actually the size of the file in bytes. So this is like 3 million blah 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 bytes. You can see in the .git file, .git folder. So in your Git repository, you will have your main folder and you have your .git folder. The .git folder actually has all the history of every single commit that you have done, and that makes it available for you to go and access it anytime. So this is the .git folder, has all your history. Now the thing is that if you have made a lot of commits, you have made a lot of changes, and you keep doing git add and git commit to your files, this .git folder will keep growing, and you might want to trim it down sometime. Okay, so even if you run an all clean on this k epsilon pipe simple foam, etc., it may still be it will not do anything to this .git file. So yeah, you might want to clean it up. All right, and of course you might want to clean up some of the files as well. You can see the snappy pipe file itself is about 935,000 bytes, or is it 1,000 bytes or kilobytes? Yeah, I can't remember. So anyway, I think this is in these numbers you see are not in bytes, they're in kilobytes. My bad. So if you want to see it in a more readable way, you type the du with a flag, which is dash. Every time you see a dash something, that's called a flag. So that's a way to modify things. If you want to see it in a nicer way, press du -h, and you will see that everything is in more palatable ways. You have gigabytes coming out, megabytes, etc. Okay, Now, if you want to just look at a summary, you want to have a summary of the how big your current folder is. Just press du-s and it will show you the size in kilobytes. Now so this is what the du command is about. It's just a way for you to see the size. And if you want to see a summary of all the file size, you just type du-sh, which is actually du with a summary and du with a h flag. So you don't type du-s-h. I mean, you can type that, but this is the simpler way to do it. You just type du-sh together to find the file size. Okay, so you can try du-ah as well. du-a. This actually helps you to list down the size of every single file you see here. Okay, you will list every single file you see. So it basically lists the size of all files, which can make a very, very long list. So sometimes what you kind of want to do is just type du, okay, and if you're not sure, you can just type the help button, du-help. Again, that's du-help to print this file out, and you will see what each one is doing. It says du-a actually writes the counts for all files, not just the directories. So if you want to see all the files, just type du-a. And if you want the human readable form, you put du-ah. So sometimes du-h, that will roughly tell you, which directories are the biggest. It's more of a summary, more of a way to summarize the content. So you can see which files are actually taking up the most space. One is this .git folder. One is the .git folder, and the other is, of course, you see this turbulent piezoform snappy pipe. This actually is 240 megabytes. The snappy pipe potential form is 65 megabytes. Alright, and you see other things here. For example, this Smagorinsky pimple foam. Now, Smagorinsky model is actually an LES model. I've not come into that yet, but I'll come into that a bit later. Nevertheless, there are some things, of course, like this, I actually want to clean up. There's a lot of files being over here. For example, this refined piezoform snappy pipes of 255 megs. This one is 147. This one, K epsilon pimple foam snappy pipe, is about 914 megabytes. So that's almost 1 gigabyte in total. Alright, so what I'd like to do is basically start cleaning up all the files. So what I'll do is just run an all clean in each of these folders. Okay, and then if you type du-sh here, it will just show 123 kilobytes. Not so much, so you have to run the simulation on your own computer in that case, rather than your results are all there. I'll type all clean here as well, because it's taking up space. So I'm going to refine, and I'll type all clean here as well. Okay, press the tab to make sure it completes the command, and I'm basically just going through all clean of everything here. Okay, go to snappy pipe, all clean, and snappy pipe potential form, all clean. That will clean up every single log and everything. Usually, sometimes if your simulation takes a few days to run, the log file can grow to as big as a few gigabytes. So you got to watch all of this. Alright, so let's go back. I've run pretty much an all clean in every single folder now. Let's type the du-sh command again, and we'll see that it's basically 3.7 gigabytes. Now, where is this file? This is actually, of course, your .git folder. So let's type du.h or du-h, and you can see most of these files don't take up as much space. But you see this .git folder, okay, is over there. It's 3.6 gigabytes. So clear. Okay, I'll have a ls which doesn't show the it doesn't show the Git folder because it's hidden. If you type ls-a, you will be able to list all files and folders because the ls-a, the -a flag actually helps you to list down all the files there, including the hidden ones. So bear with me. I'm going a little bit faster because I assume you're pretty seasoned with Linux at this at least this Linux command line or the bash command line interface by this point. So yeah, just bear with me on that. There's a lot. I'm going a bit faster than my usual videos, but you can go into the .git folder and you'll see that okay, it's 3.6 gigabytes here, right? So how do we trim this 3.6 gigabytes down? Okay. Alright, so what we need to do is, first thing first, we need to look at this thing called Git Log. Okay, Git Log, what does Git Log actually do? Git Log actually tells you all the previous commits that you have made. And remember I was saying that the .git folder actually gives you a history, okay? It gives you a history of all the commits that you have made, so that anytime you want to return, you can go back to the previous commits. Okay, you can actually, I mean, it's possible to do that. You just need to look at the right tutorial to learn how. Alright, but yeah, it is there, it is simple. Okay, so again, the command is called git log, and you will be presented this interface where you have lots of stuff there, lots of things there. Okay, and once you go to the end, just press Q to exit. Okay, so again, git log, you go all the way to the bottom. Okay, all the way to the bottom, and you keep pressing enter to the end, and you just press Q to get back to your command line. So that's basically what the git log does. If you want to summarize it, you use git log _1 line. Okay, so it will give you all of this. All right, and if you forget, you can do a git log, and then you can do some help. All right, so this will show all the things that you see here, all the relevant helps. So just press Q to quit. Again, git log help. It says here at the bottom side, it says Q, press H for help or Q to quit. So you can just press Q and that will bring you back to the lines here. Alright, so what's the use of git log? Basically, I want to start clearing all the history. Okay, so I want to clear all the history because now as it is, you know, the file now that you see here, it has every single bit of important information that I need for this case. Okay, it has my bash scripts, it has my control dict, FE solution, everything is there. Okay, I don't well, it's sometimes useful to take a look at, you know, all the files here. I'm not that interested to go back in and take a look at how this whole thing was run. Okay, you can take a look at the videos. I mean, the records. I mean, I have a record of, you know, the process I used to make all these files here. And if you're like me, you have this video series, this turbulence model, not turbulence modeling, the OpenFOAM intermediate video series. You don't really need so much of this. You don't need to go back to GitHub to see how things actually were developed. Then okay, sure. And for viewers, you should be able to see, you know, some how do you say, yeah, you should be able to see some of these cases here. plus some of the newer, of course, the newer cases, right? You should be able to see some of the newer cases. You should be able to see some of the older cases as well, but I'm going to, of course, make newer cases as, here. Okay, so yeah. So coming forward, moving forward, maybe what I want to do is to make some sort of a new folder so that every video after the 56th video or the 60th video, I'll start to put content in there so that it doesn't confuse anyone from the earlier videos trying to look back at this GitHub. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Git Log, one line. So if you have a repository like that, what do you want to do? So I want to start forgetting some of these changes. Okay, I want to start forgetting some of these changes. So if you really want to forget some of these changes, what you can do is to go and check out the earlier commits. Okay, so for example, I can git checkout b3e 28bd 28bd. Okay, so if you want to check out your earlier yeah, that means you're going to just take a look at them. That's why there's this thing called git checkout. So if I look at this initial commit, it has this serial number, so to speak, or tag b38e 28bd. So if I go to that branch or that commit, yeah, you can go to that branch and see what it looks like. So you can take a look, you press L, and all you'll see is just a readme.md. So what does it mean here? It will take a look at the file as if we just started. Okay, so by doing so, we can actually take a look at which commit where we start actually having a lot of yeah, having a lot of the a lot of the data being used. Okay, so this is one of the useful things. So if you are in this so-called branch, you're in this earlier commit, you can take a look at what the files were at in the earlier stages. I think if you want to go back to where we were, you can just type git checkout and then you just type double tap. So I kind of skipped a few steps here. Yeah, if you want to go back to where you were, you can go and type Git Checkout Master or Git Checkout Master. So it will load all your files back. So it'll take a while to update all the files. So where are all these files coming from? They're coming from your .git folder. Okay, so that's where it keeps all the commit history. So we try to do a we go to the master branch by going, or maybe they call it the main soon. We go and check it out and look at that all our files are back. If you type du-sh, you find that your files are again at 7 GB. Why? Because we did not commit the, when we run all clean, when I was running all clean, I did not commit any of the changes there. So I'll kind of have to run all clean on everything again and then commit the changes. So I'll type all clean, I'll go through everything and commit the all clean again. So hopefully this exercise actually helps you to get a brief idea of how to navigate between the commits and check them out as you need. Okay, but that's just demonstration. Okay, this one all clean. See the snappy pipe, all clean. Right, so I'll just keep doing this over and over again. And yeah, I'll clear this up. I'll put dush. Again, all the space has been cleared. So all the data was actually inside the .git folder. It kind of gives you a sort of a snapshot kind of thing. So hopefully that familiarizes you with the commands. And what I want to do is, again, I want to make a commit. I want to commit this to change. Okay, all clean scripts run. And I want to push all of this to GitHub. Why? Because I at least if I mess up this repository, I still have something on the cloud. So that's something I want to do as a kind of a safety measure before I start messing with things in the local directory. Okay, so just make sure that you are really wanting to make all these changes before you push them to GitHub. So normally I use git push origin master, and that's perfectly acceptable. But if you want the quick and easy way, you can just type git push and you'll push it to the appropriate remote, which in this case of course is the master in the remote on GitHub. So that's basically what you do when you want to check out the branches. Okay, now so let's do again a git log one line. So you can see there's a new commit here called E37E641, which I'm about to erase everything. Yeah, I'm about to erase everything, and all of these commits anyhow. So yeah, everything's on the master branch now. So now I can do my so-called demolition work and erase the commit history so that the file size is smaller. Okay, so I've kind of decided that I don't want any of this anymore. Everything is on YouTube and all the relevant files are here. So what do I do? Okay, and of course I kind of have the safety measure of uploading everything to GitHub, so that on GitHub I have this repository. I have a copy of the repository here before I start erasing everything. And in that repository, all the history is recorded for us, all 3.7 gigabytes of it. So now, this is the demolition work. First thing we need to do, if we want to erase every single commit, is this thing called git reset. Now I've used git reset before, but not specifically to erase history. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to erase all of this history. Okay, I want to erase all the history here, so I'll come to this commit here, 2C4D434. So what I'll do, if I want to erase all the commit history here, is I'll do a git reset and go to 2C4D434. Okay, so git reset 2C4D434. Okay, so now I am okay. I still have all of these files available, so at least the files are here. But if you take a look at how git log one line, what is the output? Yes, I see that I'm at an earlier commit now. All the history is gone from the earlier parts. And if you put dush 3.7 gigabytes, because I have not actually committed any changes, I have not done anything much yet. Okay, so that's just a demonstration. Okay, now I want to actually erase all the commit history. Okay, so again I'll do git reset b3e to 8bd. And what will happen when I do git log one line? Okay, I will only have the initial commit available. If I do a git status, all these things will need to be added. So what I can do now then is to just do a git add git commit. So I'm kind of starting afresh. All right, git add git commit the erase history, but not Okay, erase history to save space. Okay. Okay. And what happens now when I do a git log one line? Okay, so I will have this commit here 5031 C57 that says I'm erasing the history. So all these files are now being tracked. They are committed to the local Git repository. Okay. Okay, so I'll stop for now. This is how we kind of erase commits, so to speak. So in the next video, I want to continue talking about how to clean everything up and force this thing to upload to GitHub. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again. Bye bye.